welcome to Plantaholics. Sorry this video is coming out so late in the week. It's just, as you can tell, I don't even have makeup on. Just because it takes me so long to put makeup on, and I just wanted to get this out to you guys. You might not be able to see a lot of the plants, but I got 4 on my table because this week's video is the January plant haul number 2. And if you guys weren't here last week, that was Merlin. He will probably be in the video quite a bit because he's my social butterfly and he wants all the attention he can get. So yeah, this week's plant haul video. Merlin, go! Shush. This week's video is basically the second set of plants are able to come out of quarantine, just because I didn't want them around my good guys and get them sick with, you know, bugs and other things. And so they just are able to come out of quarantine right now. And so it's like, yay, party time. So my name's Nicole. Welcome to Plantaholics, and let's get started. So my first one is in my biggest pot. It's my ZZ Raven. Merlin, sit. Sit. Merlin, sit. Don't lean. I said sit. Hey. Sit. Sit. Thank you. That's perfectly fine. As you can tell, it's my social butterfly. He wants all the attention. Don't lick me, Merlin. You don't like it. Oh, you don't like it when I give you kisses. That does not mean you get to always give me kisses. I'm holding a cat. Merlin. No. Stop. You need to lie down. Thank you. Stop it. Stop. Okay. Let's do that over again. So this is my ZZ plant, and he is a ZZ Raven. He's got some nice black foliage. It's actually blacker than what the camera shows, and I think it's the gleam of the light that's making him a lot like a dark green, but he's black. I'm actually got him from a big box store in the Puget Sound area, and unfortunately, since it was a big box store, they really don't know the best way to water. And so I actually had to do an emergency repotting on him because they had so much water in the pot that he was in that I would run my fingers under the leaves and it would like turn to mush in my hand. Like I would be walking away with brown goop everywhere. And it was so sad and I was really panicking, which is probably why you see like this leaf right here is like only half a leaf, because the other half a leaf is just like crunchy and all grotesque. And so he's gonna need a haircut. I just haven't done it yet, but he's got lots of new growth and he is definitely a lot better in this mix. I did this with my sister at her place, and so I will definitely be doing a video when I do end up repotting my other plants here, just because you know, it's always nice to see that because everyone does it differently, and sometimes it's either good or it's bad. Well, it depends on you, because some plants don't need what certain plants need. Like the 2 plants that I did repot, I repotted this dude. I got soil all over me. I repotted my ZZ, and I also repotted my Samurai just to get them into terracotta pots because they don't want to have a lot of moisture in their soil, and so the terracotta pots tend to help dry them out. So because of the whole emergency repotting, and I got him into a terra pot, so it's probably going to be a pot that he's going to be growing into for a while because it is a lot bigger, even though it's only an inch bigger, because he was in a 5-inch pot and that is a 6-inch pot, and yeah, it just looks huge. I don't know why, but it does. And so ZZ Ravens, they like low to medium, no direct light, and in low light I'm talking about a bedroom, a office, someplace where there is some light, but it's not like pitch black. So they're also really great for offices, like cubicles or any sort of decoration in the office of any sort. There is a saying that I've heard from one of my people I subscribe to on YouTube. Are you going to be a good boy? I will, because I know. And he says, if you water your ZZ more than you pay your rent, you are watering it too much. And so since I got him like early to mid-January, he's probably not going to get watered until the end of February, especially since we had this whole emergency potting thing. And he just had too much water in him in general. Sit. Can you listen? You can listen to me? I will kiss the nose here. Your tail is going to knock off the plants. So just be careful though. ZZ ravens are toxic. So just don't put them in reach of plants. My cat, he hasn't really been interested in anyone besides Pierre. And even then, he only does it when he gets mad at me. Like cats tend to do. And you know, I have calatheas over on that side of the room next to my humidifier. Merlin, stop it. Lie down. Down. Hey. Down. Or go. Shush. Shush. Merlin, quiet. He talks back, just so you know. And he is not being a good boy because you're not listening. Alright, so yes, they are toxic. So just try and keep them away from where like a cat can get them, a dog can get them, or your kids can get them. But they do rather well, so I recommend them to everyone. Alright, so my next one is going to be the rattlesnake calathea. He is pretty. Aren't he pretty? He's very nice. He's one of the nicer calatheas that I have. I have 3, including him. And one of them started off as a diva. And then I kept putting her in different spots. And I found out the spot she likes the best. And so she's actually been very nice to me. She's been very nice. My second one, yeah, it's bad. Very bad. I don't know what happened, but I'm trying to rehab her, and so she's not too pretty right now. And so this is my 3rd calathea. I'm hoping to get another one sometime this weekend, but I don't know. The new shoots, they don't come in as purple on the bottom. Hang on, let me find. See how it's not as purple? And then they turn into like this, purple. But yeah, he's doing great. He's really enjoying where I have him, and also you can tell like this is a new shoot. And he's also a lighter green than like this guy. See how this one's darker green? So yeah, they calatheas in general, like low to medium light, direct light will burn the leaves, so just be careful that if you do have them in an area that gets direct light, put like a sheer curtain or something that will diffuse the actual sunlight. That way it's not quite so direct. They also do not like wet feet, so just make sure you're not watering them too much, and make sure they're not sitting any water in the catch tray. Wet feet, water, and catch tray, kind of the same thing. They are not toxic, so they're great to have in places where a cat or dog might get to them, or within reach of kids. However, you know, you still don't want them to be eaten because, you know, they're sad, and even though they're divas, they are very nice. Like, this is a very nice diva. And rattlesnake calatheas are also, they tend to be the least likely to give you problems in the calathea family. They are very easy to maintain. They're a lot more forgiving, like if you don't water them enough, or if the humidity is lower than they tend to like, then they're a lot more forgiving. Like my sister, she has one and it's not even anywhere close to the humidifier and it's still going good. And so yeah, very nice. I like them. The print is amazing. And I just think it's so cool. I have him propped up like a good 4 inches on, you know, the bath in Body Works 3-tier candle metal holders that they had like 5 years ago that I got a whole bunch of, and they're just stockpiled in my cabinet. They're the good smells. But I got one of their decorative holders, and it has flowers on it, and so I just flipped it upside down, and he is propped up on it, so he's a little higher than them, just to give it some sort of, you know, just to give it some sort of difference in appearance and everything. He is definitely one of my favorite calatheas. And on to the next page. I wrote notes again. I have to make sure I get all the plants. My next one is a name that I've not been able to say properly. I've tried multiple times. I've even tried like writing out how to sound it out, and it's no. So I'm going to be using the common name for this guy. It's the only thing I can do. It's called the arrowhead plant, and there is like a whole bunch of different types, but this is what he looks like. He's got little arrowheads, and he's actually been doing rather well. He hasn't given me any problems in where he's located. They do like low to medium light. Again, no direct light, and luckily I don't get that here. When they're younger, they tend to be bushy like this, but it's when they get older that you have to be careful, because they will start climbing things. And unfortunately, when they climb, they tend to put indents in what they climb. Like my sister showed me a patch of her wall that her Addisonian was trying to climb up. Or no, maybe it was Addisonian, or I don't know, it could have been another one. But one of those aerial roots, it put a gouge in the wall. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that could happen. Like, I figured it used like little fuzzies to connect itself and everything, but I didn't think it would put a gouge in the wall. Back to point. This is the arrowhead plant. Merlin, I will put you in the other room. You need to lie down. Come on. No. Down. Shush. Okay. Where was I? Oh yes, on my water meter gauge that I use, it's a number 2. The Calathea is a 3-ish. The ZZ is an absolute 0. But then again, you shouldn't be watering it more than once a month. Now that's not to say if you have them in a really warm room that, you know, they get a lot of light, you might notice that 3 weeks, the 2.5 to 3 weeks, that they might start getting a little droopy. Then it just depends on what room they are in. And if that's the case, maybe you have to water them before you pay your rent, and not when you pay your rent or after you pay your rent. Like, and so this guy though, don't do that. Yeah, so watering number 2. And when, hang on my notes. It does better in higher humidity, but it is very forgiving. It's just if you want them to grow and thrive quicker than regularly, definitely put them in a more humid spot. So I have them within a 3 feet vicinity of my humidifier, where my calatheas are like within the first foot, like they're surrounding my humidifier. Plus calatheas like being together. They're very social plants, apparently. And funny story after this. And just be careful. The sap can cause irritation. However, they are not considered toxic. It's just a skin irritation. So just be careful when you're pruning them, or if you're looking at the leaves. I haven't had any problem lately, but I haven't gotten any sap on me yet. But he is a cutie pie. He's very cute. And going on to the last one. Now this one, I don't know how well he likes me. But I got him at a nursery that I like to go to as a peppers pot, peperomia. However, he had a lot of red underneath the leaves, and so he was looking a lot like the Ruby Cascades. And so I don't know if he's a Ruby Cascade or if he's a pepper pot. But he is a cutie pie. See? He just got watered today. But yeah, so it's a little awkward, and I don't know quite what to do with him. He is gonna, but he is cute. I like him. Medium to brighter light, but still no indirect, and so I have him closer to my grow lights. You need to lie down. Or go. Merlin, go. Shush. You get back there. You go. Go. That's fine. Wait. Where was I? Oh yes, lighting. So I have him closer to my grow lights than any of my other plants, just because I don't want him to suffer by being on the same level as all my other plants. But he's really cute. He's got like these wrinkly leaves. Textured, I should say, not wrinkled. Don't hate me. But yeah, he's cute. So yeah, watering again on number 2. You kind of want him to dry out between watering. So when you know that he's at a number 2, give him another day before you water him, just so he doesn't get too much moisture. Merlin, shush. And with this guy, when he's trailing and you notice that the part of the plant near the pot, so up here, like the head, if it's becoming bare, it can be because there's a lack of water over a period of time, and so it will like shed. And so you just want to make sure you're keeping up on the watering, otherwise you're just going to have vines with leaves and it's going to look kind of odd coming out of plant. It's like the same thing can happen with a string of hearts and I believe a string of pearls. I'm not too sure about that one. But yeah, just be careful. And he is a peperomia. I don't know if they're toxic or not. I wasn't able to find anything on that. Merlin, what are you doing? Hey, you're not listening. Down. Thank you. He wants to cuddle, apparently. And yeah. So those 4 are the leftovers that just came out of quarantine, like I was saying earlier. My funny story is with my Pierre the Pierre plant. Caleithias also do this as well. Merlin, you need to lie down. And so they tend to, their leaves move. I think I mentioned that. Merlin, stop. I almost knocked over the camera. I might have to put him in a different room when I'm filming, which sucks because he is so cute. Yeah, so their leaves gravitate during the day. They will lower themselves in the bright light, and then as it gets darker, they rise to catch as much light that's left. And so at night, you tend to see with like plant leaves that are like this. It's because they call them prayer plants because it looks like they're praying. But I've never seen them actually do it in real time. It's always like I'll look over and their leaves are at one position, and I'll look back a while later and their leaves are higher. I'm like, oh, okay. But the last 2 days, I was sitting in an armchair that's next to Pierre, and I had my cat in my lap, and out of the corner of my eye, something moves like a good 5 to 6 inches. Merlin, lie down. Thank you. It moves a good 5 to 6 inches. It scares the crap out of both my cat and myself. Like, we both jump. And then the very next night, it's just like there's a certain leaf that's visible out of the corner of our eyes when we're sitting there, and it moves and we both jump because we don't expect it. And so it's been kind of funny, and I've been watching them more often just to see them move, and it's kind of cool to watch. It's very cool to watch. And so yeah, that's my funny story, how my cat and I got scared out of her tushes. So yeah, so the ZZ plant, the rattlesnake plant, the arrowhead, and the pepper's pot, maybe, question mark. It might be a ruby cascade. I don't know. It had more red when I got him. Like his stems were red and the back of his leaves were red. Merlin, go. Go lie down. Shush. Hey. And now he doesn't have as much red, so I don't know if it was the amount of sunlight he was getting at the nursery. It might have been what was causing him to go red, or it could just be him climatizing here, and that's why he's not as happy with me. I don't think he likes me very much, but I'm trying. Like I got him close to the light. I've been making sure I just watered him, and he's next to my humidifier, so hopefully he's liking it there. He's got a shelf all to himself because it's either I put 3 on there or it's only 1. I made it yesterday. It's a macrame hanging shelf, which was fun to make. I had to think a lot of things through and backtrack and then go forward and like, oh shoot, backtrack again. But yeah, it was fun. So next week, hopefully I'm going back to work next week, and so again, I don't know which day a video is going to be coming out, and I have a feeling I know what it's going to be about, but we will see. And then towards the end of the month, there's probably going to be another plant haul for February, so we'll see how it goes. Please subscribe and like the videos, and if you can, please share them so other people are able to see what's going on as well. It's much appreciated. I will see you guys next week, and you have a great weekend and a good week coming up.